All right. So I guess it's live now.
Yes, indeedy. It's live. We're running.
Okay. And now it looks like Willen is the only one eating.
Yeah, it
Um,
was pretty odd to see you eating. I never see you eating. I always see her eating.
there was a time when Willen and I were eating during like every single class.
In the beginning.
Right, right. The only reason, oh, well, no, I don't know why we stopped eating. Maybe we kept eating and you guys just didn't see it. Anyway, whatever the case is, we got more open with the eating at some point,
Yeah.
and Willen never stopped it.
No, she never did.
Right. So, so what do you guys want to? Okay, first of all, Ryan, did you have any comments about last time about the last session?
Um, no, honestly, I feel like well, I mean, I'm still getting used to this. I honestly haven't tried to practice since the last time. But so I know I need to do that. But I'm open to whatever right now.
Okay.
Well, one thing I wanted to bring up is Willanie had brought up about the pineal gland and we had gotten in a conversation about the pineal gland and the third eye, and they are the same thing. I just at that time didn't want to say something to her. I figured it was best to send her a clip about the pineal gland and the third eye, so I just sent her something. But just so we're all clear, it's the same thing.
Mhm.
You know, it's located in it's part of the reptilian brain.
The pineal gland is?
Well, we have the reptilian part of the brain is right close to the pineal gland. Let me
Hmm.
see if I can pull up a photo. I have a photo. I have to get it in. I've seen it. I think it's right there on Facebook. But I'll
Okay.
find it and I'll share it.
Okay. I had always imagined it being like in the back lower part of the brain,
Yeah,
that little small section down there.
It is, but it's in the It's in the center. It's
It like
in.
reaches, it snakes up there or something. Yeah.
It's in.
No
Yeah.
pun intended.
It's like it is like an eye, and it has cones, just like a normal eye.
Okay. Right.
And
Right.
then
okay.
I
Yeah.
really I like to really be careful with water with fluoride and toothpaste because of that. You know,
If you're drinking a lot of teas, you're getting a lot of fluoride from your tea.
I just drink water.
Okay.
Really from
Okay.
I
Yes,
never heard fluoride was in tea.
they have a crazy amount of fluoride in them, especially like black tea.
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't matter which tea; they all have fluoride in them. But particularly, I think one of the worst ones is black tea, if I remember correctly. I haven't cared about tea in a long time, so it's not really a thing that I think about anymore. But back when I was drinking tea, I had looked that up and I said, this is one of the reasons why I'm going to stop drinking tea. Mainly because of the chlorine. I mean, not the chlorine, because of the caffeine in it. Caffeine just messes up your adrenal gland and stuff, and it's not something that's worth it to me. And now that I don't have coffee or tea, now that I don't have a source of caffeine, I feel like I have all the energy I need anytime, and I
Yeah.
don't have this whole uh, sugar low feeling or I need some caffeine feeling. Sorry, Ryan, I just got your text, but yeah. Um, so let's see. Okay, to go back, because last time the recording got cut off right before a lot of the readings happened. And so Ryan, I just wanted you to have a recording for the highlights from how you felt about the readings and some of the things that you thought were important for your for your strengths and some of your clear abilities, all that good stuff. So
Mhm.
so I'll let you go out. I'll let you go at it now.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? Sorry. Well, sorry.
So in other words, for example, what were your clear abilities that you were just
Oh,
naturally really strong at?
um, clairsentient was
Mhm.
was my main one, and then I guess claircognizant was like a secondary one.
Okay, so you mainly were able to feel the stuff
Right. I was
physically.
yeah to feel sensations, and then was able to ask the person, I'm feeling this going on here. What's going on with you?
Hmm.
So,
Now that you're saying this, I think back to when we were in class before, and it was my first time. There were people that had things at all their different places. I think like obviously the more people you have, the more variety of different parts of the body you can feel. But Ryan, from what I've learned lately, maybe a month and a half ago or something like that, if you're somebody who can feel the stuff especially, then you want to be able to figure out what each of these feelings actually means, and keep it the same. And so if every time you feel a tingling behind your right eyeball, and it feels good, then that means blank, and every time you have a negative a bad feeling, or like a painful feeling behind your left eyeball, that means blank, or whatever it may be.
Hmm.
And as you start getting more of these things, then you can start associating what each of these mean. And I'm talking to Ryan, but really everybody. You can start associating what each of these things means with something, so that as you're getting these messages, you can say, oh yeah, every time. Several months ago, um, I had this weird feeling in my stomach, and that represents fear, for example. And and then I verified with the person, oh yeah, it is fear. And then I verified with somebody else, okay, now I know that this feeling represents fear, and you no longer have to sit there and guess what the feeling is. You can just know, okay, this is fear, and maybe you can have some cheat sheet that you write down each of these things on, as you can verify or partially verify what something does or may mean. And at some point, you'll have a list of things where you might be able to see things. So visually, every time there's a little fairy with a little baby hammer tapping on the side of the person's head, that means something in particular. I've seen that 2 or 3 times, so that probably means something. So I need to look back at the recordings when I said that and see what the response has been each time. And theoretically, after you do a whole lot of these, you'll be able to have a compilation list of what these different symbols mean. And
Hmm.
and as long as you're not trying to actively change them, they're likely to stay the same. And so what your result is going to be that when you're giving somebody readings in a year from now, you have all these readings under your belt, all this confirmation of what different things mean under your belt, and you can just say, and by the time you've studied your list and felt the feelings and studied the list, back and forth and added to it and stuff, you'll probably have a good automatic feel for what each thing means without having to try so hard to decipher. And so maybe at some point you'll be able to say, oh, I have this feeling. Oh, bless you. I have this feeling under my armpit, under my left armpit. Feels a little painful. Oh, that means it's pancreatic cancer. And you can just know exactly what it is to the T because of this specific feeling in this part of your body. And that goes with all the clear senses. If I smell this smell, then that means blank. If I smell this smell, that means blank. And on and
Don't
on
you
and
think
on.
you're kind of putting your gift in a box and you're not thinking outside the box? See, for me, my gift
Mhm.
doesn't work like that at all.
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
can't, I have to go with what spirit. Like I can have a reading and my heart is fluttering and my stomach is sick. It doesn't mean the same thing for both phone calls. Never does it mean the same thing. Fear is
Gail,
fear
for
or
you it seems
chaos.
different.
Huh?
For you, the way you get your messages seem different from how standard readings go. For you, your messages seem to come from spirit, and it's more like you're getting the message, and it's a clearer message. Um, for me, for example, it's not always that clear message. It's just some tingling in some part, and there's nothing else that comes with it.
Hmm.
And from what I've gathered so far, this happens with a lot of people this way, where it's not a clear message. It's some, especially for clairsentient people, such as myself, it's just this feeling in some part of your body, or maybe it's a feeling associated along with something that you see, or something like that. But it
But
doesn't
when you
always come
feel
with a clear
something,
message.
Khalil, the
Mhm.
thing about it is to open the lines of communication. And the easier that flows, rather than depending on different sensations, you're getting it direct. You understand? Like, well, all right, I understand what you're saying. I may get it differently, but we all will get it differently. So you might want to leave it so I don't know. I kind of feel like you're putting limitations on it.
And I know what you mean, and that's exactly what's happening. Um, it's a way to try to develop an interpretation on something where you don't get a full message. I guess technically, if you keep working at it, you just get a full message anyway. But but Gil, have you ever had a message that says you have lung cancer? Like, do you get it clear enough to where it's you have lung cancer, or you need to check something out, something's messed up in your chest? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I would get you're having trouble breathing or you coughing a lot. And yeah, that might be an area of concern.
hmm
But and that's I haven't had I had I had somebody that I saw and it was on Facebook. It was a friend and she had I looked at her and I could see circulatory problems and I could see a herniated stomach. She had yeah.
okay, that's a really good example. So if somebody else had her exact same issue, you might see the same thing again.
But that never happens again. I mean,
Has somebody
I
else had
don't
the
want
same
to
issue
say
before?
that I don't usually, but that's the only time that that had happened and that I saw the sickness,
Okay.
you know?
Do you ever get different ways for getting the exact same message for at different times, or is it always the same way for each thing?
No, it's always different. It's always
Okay.
different. See, I don't even think of it like you're saying it. It's
What
like
if
I have
what if
never
you
thought of
did?
it like that.
What if you did just say, hey, wherever I'm getting the message from, usually Jay, right? I mean, so
Yeah,
hey,
but I
give me the
know.
message the same way. Give it to me the same way each time, so I can easily decipher it. If Jay's just telling you exactly what it is, just giving you, like a sentence form, then you can just know what the sentence is. But if you're not getting something that's as clear as that, it would be beneficial to just be like, hey guys, hook me up, make it a little clearer for me. Always do the same thing if it's the same issue. If it's
Right.
fear, just
What
give me
I
the same
had
thing.
to
Go put me
focus
through.
more on, Khalil, is
hmm
when am I speaking to Jay and when am I speaking to my oversoul and when am I speaking to angels and when am I speaking to your oversoul?
hmm
So that's what I pay attention to and that's what I communicate and I really want to pay attention to them feelings
hmm
because the vibrations are different
hmm
and the only way I recognize that was by paying attention to that.
Right.
So maybe pay attention to that. But you're still not putting it in a box. You're just bringing awareness to it. So even the same thing with, like you say, if I get something behind my right eyeball. But see, I don't get signs like that.
Well,
Right, and I do.
what's your major? I guess are you clairsentient or claircognizant? What's the
I'm
major?
clear. I believe I have all the abilities, but I cannot smell. I have smelled if a spirit's in front of me. Um, I have smelled something maybe once or twice with angels, but it's not a regular occurrence.
Okay.
I see spirits sometimes, not all the time, and I want to tell you something about this, Chloe. Was it last night? Uh, every night I've been trying to do that exercise, and I caught myself. I caught it. I caught it. I finally caught it. And I'm asleep, and I seen an older lady and an older man, and I went to say older lady, and boom, I was gone.
Nice.
I saw her. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a
Yeah.
spirit. It was just in the images in my head as I started to fall asleep.
Right. As you started doing the lucid dreaming
Yeah.
uh, setup.
But see, like when I seen spirit, Ryan, I was laying in my bed. The first one I saw was since I was a kid. I'm gonna say the first one I saw was a light skin. He had dreads and he had some gold teeth on the top, and he was smiling. And I was like dozing off to sleep, and I felt him here, and he was here right in front of me, and he was smiling, and he was happy, and he was whispering something to me. And I jumped up. I think I jumped right through his body and stood up. I was like, oh, what's going on? You know? So then I got a little upset at myself for reacting you know, and yeah, I mean, what could I have done? I was startled. And I think it was 2 weeks later, um, two spirits came in. First, it was a girl, and I seen her clothes, and she had long hair. I seen her face, but not very clear. And then another spirit that wasn't that clear right behind her. And then I hadn't seen it for a while.
Hmm.
And then, like, it just comes. Now, I was I was promoting my business yesterday on Facebook, and this girl came in. I think it was Metaphysics, and I forget the name of the group, but she said to me, she said, "Can you please answer me about my mother? Can I please just ask you one question?" And I couldn't say no, and I said yes, and I said just private message me. So I picked up. I could show you probably the whole thing. I picked up it's on Messenger. I'll read you the reading. It's not that long. Um, she, I couldn't read her mom. This is the point of it. I couldn't pick up on the spirit of her mom. I was sitting there. I knew it was the spirit of her mom, but I couldn't pick up anything else. I needed to ask her for a photo. Usually I don't have to, but when I felt blocked like that, I needed to. Once I did, it really helped. But see, I don't usually do that. Where is this message? But what I picked up was about her mom, and she was talking to me in an accent. Oh, I'm at the wrong thing. And all right, here it is. So this is how my reading went, and it's a short reading. Is it possible for you to show me a picture, and then she shows me a picture? You want to just try and do a reading on this? See what you pick up before I show you the text.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Move to the left or your right. Okay, that's better.
Well, let me click on your screen deal so I can see the picture. Okay, now what's the question that she really had?
No, nothing. You don't. No, nothing.
She just said do a reading on my mother.
No, she said. Yeah, she said. Something. Oh, wait. It's right here. I'll tell you exactly what she said. Is it possible you can connect with my mother? So I felt, I knew that her mother was passed. I felt the way she died, but nothing. I couldn't connect to her missing her daughter. If she had any other kids, I couldn't connect to anything. So,
Okay.
what was I to do? I didn't want to let her down, so then I said, well, I don't usually ask for photos. I said, let me see a photo.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm not going to talk. I'm going to give you guys, when you guys all turn on your mic.
Okay.
Hmm.
Wilna, you want to go first?
Okay. I got tell her I love her and that I'm all right. And I had a picture of like her with like a baby, you know, like a little baby stroller when a baby's trying to walk, and she's kind of like having her hands out like, come on, you can do it kind of look, which was very specific, kind of clear to me, clear picture, very vivid. But I kind of got her, it kept saying, tell her, tell her. I'm like, okay. That's all I really got. I tried to ask how many kids, and a number 5 came up, but I don't know if that's true or not. And I tried to ask regarding what happened as far as her death was concerned, and I thought a hernia, but I thought maybe that was because of the previous conversation we had, or heart disease or something like that, or cancer. I couldn't pinpoint what happened.
You want to go, Ryan?
Yeah, I kind of got the same thing, and I don't know if it's because the way the picture was because she had her hands like this, so it's almost like I saw this image of the mother in white or something, with white light around her with the hands, and she kept saying, I'm okay, I'm okay. And I asked, is there anything you want your daughter to know? Is there anything that you want us to tell her? And it was kind of like, stop suffering, or stop beating yourself up about something, or like she's suffering over something and she needs to stop. So
Khalil, what are you getting?
So I was getting a distinct lack of response for a lot of it, and I was really getting the, not really like talking, but more like of a feeling like, hey, I'm doing my own thing. I'm out here, and it's almost, it wasn't these words, but kind of, I'm minding my own business, doing what I do out here. Just let me do my stuff. That's kind of the feeling that I was getting from it. Oh, Willanie, okay, you go ahead and talk, Willanie.
Oh, I just said that I got a white shirt too, like Brian did.
Yeah.
In the picture.
Okay, I'm going to read you what I got.
Okay.
He's telling me that her passing was smooth as silk. I never heard it put quite like that before. She is with you always. I believe you have a child that she is saying she is also with. She so wants you to free yourself of the pain of her passing. There are no regrets, and that everything is the way it's supposed to be. She loved you always and forever, and she hears you when you talk to her. She says she is with your grandparents and free as a bird for you not to worry. She said, I miss her so much. Very touching message. Yes to all what you said. Thank you so much. I put, words cannot express how much she loves you. She also says it's time to get the act together, whatever that means. She didn't let me know at that point. She mentioned some fighting going on in the family, and she says, please be the peacemaker. I am not sure where she is from, but she speaks with an accent. I said, did you also lose a brother? She put, yes, I did. She is Polish, and I did lose a brother. I put, a guy who appears to be your brother or very close, says she is in good care, that he is also watching over her. And I got that he went first, and I forgot to let her know that. He is also watching over her. Blessings, I hope, that soothe your heart. At that point, I wanted to, it was like 11 o'clock at night. She put, oh, thank you so much. It really does touch my heart. She said, I'm speechless on how accurate you are. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. I said, you also have gifts that need to blossom. She said, yes, I do, but since my mom's death, they haven't been strong. I said, but you have been numbing your pain. And she said, yes, I have. It's been overwhelming. My mom was my world, but I said, enough is enough. You can't get through this with drugs or drinking. And I put without. And she said, I don't do both. That's the other sibling. I said, no, you drink. She said, just a lot of crying. No, no drinking. I said, there's drink. I feel a lot of drinking and drugs and chaos. And she said, they all do. I said, someone close to you is then too. Like, whoever her partner is drinking. But I didn't want to push the issue. She knew what I was talking about. She said, yes. I said, someone close to you is then. She put yes. I put, your mom is saying that drugs and the drinking have to stop. So I assume it was you doing both. She said, I don't talk to any of them anymore. I can't stop them. She said, you have to start to work on this. How do you think this makes her feel? She said, it makes her feel sad. I said, the thing that would make her the happiest is if this family, she sees this family getting along, and she knows how, she says, you know how she feels. Forgiveness. And she kept saying forgiveness. I said, you must forgive your father as well, because she did. And she said, before and after her death, my siblings did her and me wrong and left me cleaning everything up and taking care of stuff very hard. She said, I do love my dad very much. I put, I understand, but you don't understand the big picture, your mother says. Please. And she kept saying, please. So she put O and a sad face, and she said, I understand. I said, she says to be still, and you will hear her tonight. Just speak to me, and I will answer you clearly. Just pay attention. And she said, okay, will do. I said, let me know how it turns out. And I wrote blessings, and so and that was it. So you're all right.
Interesting.
You know? So, and I also seen her in white, but I didn't see her in a white shirt. I seen her in a white dress.
Yeah, like
A flowing robe.
yeah.
Yeah.
When I saw her, she was bending over. I could tell that was a dress, but it does have a top.
I seen her son grabbing her, like, she's all right. You know, I got her. It was really cool to see that. But I have a good idea. How about each one of us grab a person, somebody a week who has maybe somebody who passed over, or, you know what I'm saying? And let's do practice in that way. That's the real McCoy. So, like, say, Khalil, you do a reading. Let's have the picture. You already are completed the reading, and let's see if we can match it.
Okay.
What we can come up with. I think that is a better exercise than, you know?
That way we can have some kind of confirmation on how we did.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So nothing happens for an accident. You see, that was good.
We can definitely do that, and there's plenty of people to go from each week. So.
Oh, you say a free reading, they're in.
Right.
But see, you might have to get them off of Facebook, you know, anonymously, and then you get your, you know, you just give them a little taste.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, a lot of people have loved ones that have passed, so you could get several weeks worth off of a single person, you know. So just to say, we can do this for a long time before we even have to start going into strangers, you know, or associates, put it like that, you know. So. Well,
I think like a friend that you work with or something would be a good person, not somebody you're real close to. You know, so you know the stuff. You need not to know the information.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying maybe a friend of a friend or somebody on Facebook. You know?
Okay. Well, I need to hurry up and do it before I get out of here then.
What do you mean I have to hurry up before I get out of here?
Oh, well, before I leave my current place of employment.
Oh.
And then, you know, I have the person when I'm in the office who sits next to me, her father just passed
Oh
like
yeah.
like a week and a half ago.
Hmm.
So I told her I'd be able to make that communication if if she wants, and they're Jamaican,
Hmm.
and so
Well, they believe in that.
yeah,
Most of
yeah, yeah. So and so she said that she'll have to she said she believes that spirits do exist, and that and that she'll have to look into it when she gets back, and then she left for a week, you know.
yeah.
And so so we'll see if she comes up with anything. It's quite possible that I'll be gone by the time she thinks about really seriously doing it. But I'll send a little reminder, you know.
Yeah, and just
Um,
ask her for a little photo. Just explain what you would do.
mhm.
You know, you have several people that have some gifts, and they'd like to provide her with some information if she's willing to receive it.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
You know?
yeah. So so look for that popping up soon. If not if not soon, then it's just not
In the
popping up.
area, in the area near you.
Right, right. Um,
Can you zoom out for the
oh yeah. Okay. I'll just pull the thing down. Okay, there we go. How's that? Okay. Willingly said my chin was cut off. Oh, okay. I can see my whole chin, but for you guys, the little pictures are cutting it off, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So let me fix that there. There we go. Okay. All right. So what should we do for the next piece?
I had a question.
Okay.
This might just be specific to me, but it's something I just wanted to put out there. So, and Willanie is familiar with this, but I have dreams, and I'm guessing we all have these vivid dreams. Because Gail was talking about how you were dreaming and you saw spirits, but it's like I'll have a dream and it'll be like almost like a story, or almost it'll be almost like a soap opera or something where it's like different scenes, and then I have to kind of put everything together, and I'm like, what does this mean? This makes no sense. And then I'll have to get my dream dictionary, or I'll have to text Willanie and our other friend Olga, who's also psychic, like, okay, what does this mean? And so then I kind of have to piece everything together so that to really figure out what's the underlying meaning behind this. So I feel like to some extent I'm doing my own dream interpretation, even though I'm asking other people to do it, but it's like it's just really difficult sometimes to figure out what all this craziness really means sometimes. So I know, Gail, I know you said you don't really do a lot of dream interpretation, or you're not really into that.
No, I would have to rely on spirit rather than my own knowledge for that. You know, no, it's just it's coming now.
Okay.
You know, I throughout my life I've had dreams, and just not on a regular basis.
I might have a very vivid dream, maybe once or twice a month, and then I'll like literally like, what does this mean, or what is this trying to tell me? And then I'll, like I said, I'll go to my dictionary and I'll go online and I'll text Willanie and I'll text Olga, and it's like, and then I take everything and then I kind of like, line it up like, okay, this one really kind of makes the most sense, and then I'll see it play out.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know if that's a way that I'm getting messages, or if it's, that's a way
I
that.
think it might be a way that you're facing a lot of your fears
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
head on. You know again, I'm going to bring up Gaiam TV. You can put in that search bar dreams, and there are all kind of things on dream interpretation.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I heard it said that if you're in a dream and there's multiple people, then people are all you.
Right.
Okay.
You know? And your dreams are really there to help you evolve from the fear.
Okay.
You know, so if you look at it from that aspect, maybe you'll get a clearer picture of what message you're supposed to be getting.
Okay.
Use that. She got it. Don't get me started. All right, I'm out of here. Oh, what did I do?
What?
I did something. Oh, there you go. Nothing.
You were talking about the drink thing?
Yeah, I can't get this off. How did I get it on? Who knew? Yeah. Um, oh my gosh. I'm not trying to do it now. I swear I'm trying to just turn it off. How do you turn it off?
You have to click the draw thing on the side, on the left.
Oh, now I found the mustache. You guys are in trouble. No.
You have to
Oh,
left click
snap.
that.
All right, I'm being good.
Okay.
Because I'm tired. You know I'm silly. Yeah, the last dream I really remember, Ryan, is I was with a bunch of spirits and we were all balls of energy, and it was real bright, and we were kind of hanging out in a circle. I mean, I don't know why it was a circle, but we were having a meeting about my future. It's like, at that point, I realized everything wasn't already laid out. For some reason, I thought most of your life is predestined to go in certain directions, and it's all pre-planned. Not you know, and you have free will and all that, but you understand what I mean?
Mhm.
And I really didn't think that it worked like that.
Mhm.
You guys didn't have a chance to eat dinner?
No.
No, we literally came in at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't eat either. God bless you.
Thank you. For me, I enjoy dream interpretation. I like to really look at what it means, and I have this one dream book, and sometimes I'll look it up online, but really I kind of just try and talk to spirit and try to get confirmation on what it is. And a lot of times, once I sit and think about it and I reflect back on my day or the past day, I'm like, okay, now I see what it was trying to tell me, and I could say, okay. Because in the book that I've read, that I was telling you about, Ryan, really it's like Gail was saying, your fears, and I basically call it life experiences, and how like this is just a playground and you're learning every day, but when you go to sleep, that's when you're almost like back in school and you're reflecting on what you need to do in order to prepare for that next day. And it's almost, I wouldn't say like a test, but it's also saying, have you passed this part in your life yet? And if you failed, then we need to really focus on this, because this is what you need in order to move on to this next part in your life. But if you're not ready, then maybe we need to do a different approach, and things kind of get louder or hauntier or things like that if it's something that really affects you. And like I had one, and I was like telling Khalil, like, oh, I got to tell you about this one, because I mean, I'm conquering this thing. I had a dream, well, like at a young age, I think I did have special abilities, but with my parents' background, growing up as Jehovah's Witnesses, and then they went away from it, a lot of that stuff was taboo. Like, even though they may have superstitions because of African American culture, still that wasn't something that we felt was a religion. So in the house, which I got confirmation when my parents came, we have a spirit at my house where my parents live in. Found out that it was a male Caucasian man who lived with his wife, and he passed away in the house. And I felt nightmares of this guy. Like, he would never come into my room, I don't think, but he would always stop at the door frame. And I felt for a while that he was haunting me. But after a while, I felt like comfort, like he was protecting me, and he was protecting the house. And so we never had, Godspeed, no superstition or whatever, knock on wood, but we never had any robberies. Like, he was always there. And I would always have this dream where something would be in the garage, and I would always go, and I almost got like OCD in locking it, because I had a fear that he would come out and get me, so to speak. And after a while, when I left, I really reflected on it, and I was like, he was protecting me. And my dad got confirmation, like, I felt that too. And you were like, you knew about it? And I'm like, yeah, I thought everyone did. We just never talked about stuff like this. And I had a dream recently where I finally faced my fear, and I was just like, I know I was maybe astral projecting, and I was like, I'm facing this fear. I'm opening this door. And I opened this door, and it was like a party full of spirits. It could have been my spirit guides. And I knew it was him in one of them, and he was dressed up in like this suit with like, you know, the little arm things, you know, the little old school things. And they were like really happy and cheering me on, like, we're so happy you're at this step in your life. And I was able to go around and really talk. And it was people that I felt familiar with, like on a spiritual level, but I don't remember seeing their faces in my life right now. And they were saying how I asked them how they passed and, you know, kind of why are they here. And I couldn't get to every one of them. And it was some other stuff that happened after, but I felt like they're giving me confirmation in my dreams that I'm moving to where I need to be or should be spiritually. And if I want to keep going that way, keep facing your fears. Because I was having dreams about this garage for a long time and how I didn't want to open it and how, you know, if I opened it, it had a bunch of junk one time in it and that I needed to really get and clear it out and stuff. And, you know, I've learned with dreams it's not always literal unless it's for someone else, which it can be at times. But I know I just really am looking, I'm really in love with dream interpretation. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
I think you found one of your callings right there. That was phenomenal. You did good there. I just learned something.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. So
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead, Khalil.
Well, you know, we were talking, we were at my mom's house earlier today, and we were talking to her about dreams. And one of the, you know, there was something I wanted to tell you guys about 3 minutes ago. One of the things that we were talking about was just how the things that help you to dream more and to remember your dreams more. And I found that lately, I haven't been writing stuff down in a dream journal, but what I have been doing is every time when I wake up, I think about all the dreams that I had, and then I analyze all of them and interpret them on the spot. And I do it until I feel satisfied that I've received the message, and I have the intention on achieving whatever it is that maybe my dream was trying to help me out with. And then whether or not I remember the dream much later on, I still wake up remembering all my dreams the next day. And so now I say all my dreams the next day. So I end up having all these dreams that I remember consistently without going into my dream journal, which before I had to actually write this stuff down. And I say my dream journal, I would just talk it into my cell phone and then watch the words pop up. But that was waking up willing too much. So I didn't want to go all the way somewhere else to do that. So anyway, this was the next step, and it's working. It's I'm able to get what I want out of it without going through all the hassle of writing it all down. It might not be a hassle to you guys, but to me, it is a hassle sometimes. I want to get up and I want to do something else. Lately, I wanted to get up at the last second and then log into work. Just working from home, but that's going to change real soon. So maybe I'll have more time to write stuff down. But anyway, they're just things that I've wanted to do when I wake up in the morning that don't include writing down the dream. But I have no problem thinking about the dream and interpreting and all this stuff. So I have a dream for you guys that I wanted to share from last night.
Hold on.
Okay, so I have this dream from last night that I wanted to share. Basically, I don't remember all the details now, but I'll tell you the parts that I thought were important. One, I'm sitting like in a living room or something. It's dark and like I'm on a couch or something like that, and I'm comfortably watching a movie. And when I'm watching the movie, it's not like I can see the room and the screen. I just see the screen and I know I'm watching a movie. And so as I'm watching this movie, and when I'm watching the movie, I know it's not me. I completely understand that this is just some story that I'm watching. I totally don't think I'm involved in it. You know, I'm totally separated from this situation. But I'm interested in it enough to keep watching. So anyway, and I don't think I was lucid necessarily. I just didn't feel like it was going to affect me. So anyway, that's the beginning of it. So basically, they're walking through the woods. There's some people walking through the woods and everything, and it looks like it's evening time or something like that. And and they're going down some trails and stuff. They end up going to this kind of like a picnic area out in the middle of these woods. And there was more to it, some other details that I don't recall now. But the important part was that at this picnic area, there are all these people there, and the people, I guess the main characters or whatever, or at least the one that you're following, is talking to some different people, and then it starts getting kind of weird. Like, hey, something might be going on here. What's going on over here? And you're just trying to figure out. So at that point, I'm thinking, okay, so why are these people acting a little strange? Everybody's trying to act normal, but clearly something's wrong. And then all of a sudden, it's like I look away from the movie, and I look away for less than 2 seconds. And when I look back, people are getting killed in the movie. And you can't see who's doing the killing. They're zoomed on these people as they're getting killed, and they're getting killed in these really corny, just terrible, like grade D quality movie ways. And I'm sitting there like I'm watching this movie like I'm thinking I'm asking myself why, like 10 things all at one time. Why am I even watching this dumb movie? How did I get suckered into watching a movie this bad? I don't even watch movies that much. Why would I spend my movie watching time on something like this? Who suckered me into watching this? Why did I say yes to watching this? Why didn't I know better when I started watching this movie? This is what was going through my head during this dream, And why would they die in such a dumb way? Who dies like that in a movie? How is it even realistic to die like that? And I remember asking all these things all at the same time, basically. And I was thinking this to myself. I wasn't saying it out loud. And then I woke up like, what kind of dream was that? And I spent some time doing some interpretation on it. But what do you guys think about that? I mean, and it wasn't like scary dying. And another thing I was thinking was, how did I look away from 2 seconds and go from something seems funny to people just dying all over the place? Like I'm supposed to see a killer come or something like that, and I know I wasn't looking away long enough to miss how all this craziness is happening. So what happened? That was also a big deal in the dream. I look away for like 2 seconds, and now all of a sudden all this crazy stuff happened, and I missed how it got started. So I think that was a really big part. That was really important. I'm just telling you guys now, that was something really important.
What do you think that dream was about?
I need to. I feel like I need to give you guys some practice and not say out loud what I've already interpreted first.
Was it a dream maybe about control?
Keep going.
Yeah, it's a dream about you feeling like you're losing control. Oh, Autumn! I didn't say you weren't coming because I knew it. I was like, are you joining us?
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, Angel.
So, Ryan, this is Autumn. Autumn, this is Ryan.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Ryan?
Good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Ryan is our friend in Atlanta, Willie's best friend.
Oh,
But,
cool. Right on. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
So just to catch you up, Autumn, Ryan came on the last class,
Okay.
and she did her first reading ever during that class.
You're pretty
And
damn good, Autumn.
she actually did four readings in a row.
Wow.
And did excellent on all four, and was thinking and was really worried about not doing well on it,
Yeah.
And ended up doing really well on all four of them.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. We all have that fear when we're getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Can I ask you a question after you explain that? Maybe she can give her opinion about what helped develop her gifts and get her point of view to help Ryan. Well, what works for her. And we talked about the stream and how that works and signals, and let's get how Autumn reads, because Autumn's getting pretty damn good. I mean, she's almost, I don't know, she's right there with me if you ask me. You know?
No.
Yeah, you're letting it flow. You're trusting your flow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Um, everybody saw that you clicked that button. We asked you whenever you click it.
We know you want to do it.
Right. It says Willity has clicked the button, and then they tell you what button
I
it
heard it
is.
ding and I was like,
Yeah.
uh-oh.
Busted.
But basically, so I just finished talking about a dream, and I was looking for some dream interpretations about it.
Oh,
So
cool.
so Gail, you had just started explaining it.
I did?
Yeah, you're saying it could be about control.
Oh, about you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What am I picking up? Are you asking me intuitively? Yeah.
About his dream.
I'm asking about your dream interpretation.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if you get other stuff, that too, but
I just-
specifically,
I just feel that it's a control issue with you because you have to learn to let everything go and that things are going to change and that you just don't have any control over it. And, I mean, you're not driving. You think you're driving, and you're not driving. Get your hands off the steering wheel. Basically.
I got
Yeah.
something like that too. I got that those people who are dying. Can you pass me this?
Oh yeah, let me.
I was getting that like you're saying, the control when he looked away and you were like, what happened? Like in your dream you can't really control time. Like it could have been 2 seconds or it could have been hours, the span of time that you turned your head. But also I think it's also about emotions. Like you were more so like, oh, look at this D-rating killing, but people are dying, and it was trying to see, well, what kind of emotion are you going to get from it? Are you going to feel compassion? Are you going to run to them and be like, what happened to you? Why are you dying? Or where is the guy? Where is the killer? Because you could be symbolizing the killer who has no emotion right now.
Well, I knew it was a movie.
Yeah, I know, but certain things in dreams, they symbolize certain parts of you, and it's exposing a part of you that you may not have recognized right now. And so it's showing you as a movie, as a, hey, let me show you this clip of you at this moment in time. And when you mentioned the picnic, was it like pretty and green and peaceful and all that cool stuff?
It was peaceful at first,
Mm-hmm.
and since it was evening time,
Mm-hmm.
you could see stuff, but it wasn't like there were bright colors all over the place.
Okay.
It seemed like it was a movie where they were trying to set up a scary scene, but
Okay.
they were on the we're pretending like it's not scary yet part,
Okay.
Um,
I think it's also a thing of like facing your fears, because with the whole move and everything, it's the unknown, and you kind of are expecting something to happen, but it doesn't have to be that way. I think that had something to do with it too.
Autumn also is very much into dreams. She has some really doozies herself.
Lord. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool.
Willoughby, I love your participation tonight, girlfriend. I just want to click mute and just see what we can learn from you now. Yes, indeedy.
Thanks. Khalil and I had a conversation about it today regarding that. It really helped.
It did. It's awesome. It's awesome to see.
Yeah.
You're shining. You're shining.
I'm trying.
oh, Ryan, did you get something about it?
Yeah.
The only thing, the thing that came up for me was time. Like, are you really spending, you were, stuck on, why am I spending my time doing this? Why am I spending my time watching something I don't even want to watch? So to me, it was like, what are you really spending your time on? Are you spending your time on things that you really enjoy, that really, mean something to you, that's adding some value to your life, or are you kind of going through the motions with things?
Yeah. That's something real big for me, especially and I'm going to reply to all three interpretations, but that's something real big for me right now, especially with just the job that I do right now, which I won't be doing starting Monday night. Well, the 9 days from now, Monday night. Anyway, I just feel like I'm spending 40 hours a week, and whatever time you spend before and after getting set up with that, all that and everything, just doing something that I know is holding me back from all the stuff that I really want to do. And now I finally understand all the stuff I really want to do. A week and a half ago, I still wasn't sure. Now I'm sure enough to leave my job and go pursue that stuff. And it's really a handful of things that I'm interested in. And I really want to do all of them to some degree, not necessarily focus only on one. But anyway, so yeah, I think that was a big part of it. Let's see. So then to backtrack to Gail, to your part, the control part. Yeah, definitely. There's a level of I always have wanted to understand how everything works, why it works, and everything. And I was always that person that would ask why 40 times in a row, you know, and the answer on the second why might be like because, but I wanted to go 39 more whys, and to me all 39 were important, and I'm still like that. I still want to understand all the intricacies if it's something I'm interested in, and that's something where it's been a lifelong habit of mine, and I think there are some benefits to it, and I think there's some detriments to it regarding me going in the direction that I now want to go, and so I'm definitely, and I've been coming to a better realization in the past several months, more and more each month, let's say, but and now, okay, I'll just tell you where I am now. I went from that to now, and I'm still not all the way there, but I have an understanding that what happens in my life, if I do it the way that I really want to do it, then it's going to be a surprise to me every second. And if I do it the way where I control it, then I'm going to know what's coming to a large degree, but it's not going to be all that, And I'm looking to have the most exciting fun, where it's all the stuff that I want, which is really just the most fun and excitement. And in order to do that, I need to follow my guidance more, because that's how I get the most fun and excitement. It's not something that my brain thinks of. It's something that I'm guided to do, that some other aspect of myself or whatever is saying, hey, this is really the way for you to go. Hey, go ahead and just read this passage right here. Click this button. Go outside and on your walk, go over there. Go back between those trees and climb that tree or whatever it is. And just I want to be able to really follow that guidance and get a better understanding of all that stuff. So regarding the control thing, there's still a lot of aspects of my life that I want to be able to control, and I understand on some level that it doesn't make sense to even need to care about that, but clearly not on a full enough level to where I just don't care about it. And so that's still something that I'm looking to work on. And Willanie, you had a whole lot, so I want to address each of those parts. So what was the first part?
The emotion.
You said the emotion?
From the DVDs.
Oh yeah. So the emotion that or the lack of caring that I got when people were dying in the movie. I totally had detached myself from what was happening in the movie. To me, it was just an experience of me watching some movie, and I didn't think that people were real. I didn't think what happened to them was important. To me, it was just what some director decided they were going to put into this movie, so that people can watch it or whatever, whatever the case was. I had created a situation in this dream where I'm totally detached from what's happening to these people. And in this case, it was in the form of watching a movie, and that's significant. I totally detach myself from a lot of stuff that happens to people in real life, and I think that there's a big correlation there, and that's a message for me to say, hey, it's the purposeful detachment that I've created is something to take note of. Look, this is what you're actually doing. You know, there's some merit in caring more. You know, yeah, having empathy, right? And there are things that I've been thinking about lately that where I'm purposefully um, trying to detach myself from what's happening in that situation. For example, I've been purposefully avoiding the news as much as possible, just so I don't get exposed to all that stuff. But in the process, it's to some degree, it's expressing that I don't really care what happens to whoever the news is focusing on right now. And I think that I've taken that thought process and really developed it into something more uncaring than what I intended for it to become.
Gotcha.
And it started off as an attempt to not be manipulated by whatever the news is trying to get me to think and and act like. But really there should be there should be more balance than what I've given it. I've gone from one end of the spectrum and pushed so far to the other end of the spectrum that I'm actually not being my true self because I'm too far out of it.
Right.
My true self still wants me to care about that stuff to some degree, and I've pushed way on the other side of the spectrum to where now I need to come back to the middle. Let me get back to the center,
Yeah.
at least to my personal center. Everybody has their own personal center, but I want to get back to my personal center, and I've just pushed all the way over. And so I'm interested in definitely doing what one does to fix that. But okay, so what was the next part, Willie?
I think that was the biggest part.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all these things are things that I'm gonna say if we, but I'm talking about specifically about myself, but really anybody. But if we don't ever acknowledge these things, we have these dreams, and the dreams are screaming them at us. We have these situations that happen in life, and it's screaming it at us. And if we don't even recognize it, then how are we supposed to work on it to heal through whatever it is that we're supposed to be healing through? We don't have to heal through anything, but it really helps if we listen to that guidance and shoot for healing through it anyway. And I feel like that's something that Willie and I have been really focused on lately. And I think that I've spent a lot of time, introspective time, just thinking to myself about these different things. If I interpret my dream that morning, then I'm going to think about it throughout the day and think about the message and how that's affecting my life. Because if I dreamed about it last night, it's something that was in my life as of last night. That's for me to work on. So I take that to heart, and I really look to work on that stuff. So now that especially now that not only did I think about it on my own, but you guys gave me some really helpful parts added onto it. I can take that knowledge and really integrate the parts that I feel are important to integrate today. And I don't expect to integrate all of it fully and grow through all of that stuff today. But I do expect to put forth effort and to grow through some of it, to acknowledge some things that I have not acknowledged. In particular, like the thing about avoiding the news. Wow, that's really serious, Melanie, because it wasn't until you said that and then I responded that I realized I've taken it from wanting to be at the middle, at a point of balance, to shifting all the way to wanting to have nothing to do with any of it, due to, you could even say, fear of being manipulated to be messed up,
Right.
and that's my intention, is to really have balance and not just be totally on all the way to one side of the spectrum. And I was really pushing really hard to that side of the spectrum so that I wouldn't be on the other side. But that's not necessary. We don't have to push all the way to one side. And that situation goes with a whole lot of stuff. If there's something that we don't like, especially if you don't like somebody at work or something, then whatever you don't like about them, whatever you really strongly don't like about them, you're probably pushing yourself way to the opposite side of the spectrum to not be that, and out of balance because you're too far on the other side. You know, I don't like that guy who's super lazy at work. So now I'm extra uptight, you know, to try to not be that lazy guy, you know, but it ends up making me this really uptight guy that's just as unbalanced, just on the opposite side of the spectrum, and not even realizing it until acknowledging it. A lot of times through dream interpretation or all kinds of ways, you know. But anyway, I think that dream interpretation has a lot of really good benefit and meaning, and you guys really brought up some really great points that can really help me adjust my life to where I don't have to be all jacked up, you know. So I thank each of you for your input, and Autumn, I guess you had an idea about the dream just from my response, but basically in the dream, the important part was that I'm watching this movie. It's evening time, and I'm going and I'm watching like the main characters walking down some trail. They end up at some picnic area. It seems okay at first, and all of a sudden it seems like something's weird. There are all these people at the picnic area. I look away seemingly for like 2 seconds from the movie. I turn my head from the movie for about 2 seconds. It's like I'm sitting on a comfortable couch in the darkness watching this movie. And when I look back, people are getting killed in the movie. And they're getting killed in these terrible ways, not like terribly directed ways. I mean, you know, like what were they thinking, killing somebody off like that? You know, how dumb can this movie be? And I asked myself like 10 questions all at once, some of which were stuff like, how did I get dragged into watching such a dumb movie? You know, why did I say yes to watching a movie like this? I don't even spend time watching movies that much. Why would I spend it watching this? You know, and other things like how can they try to show a person dying like that? That doesn't even make sense. You know, like why doesn't the movie even make better sense? And I was thinking about all this stuff, and that's when I woke up, and I just woke up like, oh my gosh, what was the point of that? You know, and then I spent a lot of time trying to interpret it afterwards. But you guys have added some stuff that I hadn't thought of during my interpretation that really benefited. Each of you added really good stuff. And
you forgot Ryan's time.
Oh, okay, Ryan, your time part. What was the time part again? Willem, you're not muted. What was the time part?
You mentioned time. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, why are you spending time doing things that you really enjoy and that are bringing value to your life? Because you're watching this movie that you know you didn't care about and that would seem meaningless. So what are you really doing? What are you really spending your time on?
Oh, right. And I had ignored that. I would say. Didn't I acknowledge that?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know, just to elaborate on the actually, you know, Ryan, I was getting a lot of feedback on that. For some reason, it wasn't before. Did you have headphones on?
Mm-mm. No.
Has the volume changed?
No.
Do you guys hear that too? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Ryan, if you log out and back in, it'll probably fix it. Or maybe try muting yourself and unmuting and see what happens. Okay,
Okay, how does that sound?
Oh, it's still doing it.
Okay, I'll log out and log back in.
Okay, you have the link, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. Well, Gail, there was so much good stuff you just missed, but you can see it on the recording. But yes, the dream was so helpful in my life in like 10 different ways, and so the responses that I got from you guys are really going to help me to.
He's gone. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. You know what? What's hilarious to me? When you looked over and you were doing like this, I was like, "Oh, was that spirit over there?"
No, I would be like, oh.
Right.
I would shit if it showed up right here. You know, stood behind me. Hey.
Right.
I couldn't understand what had happened since I left and came back. It was like, wah, 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 wah. And it sounded like you were talking over yourself, like a second recording was going over you. That was wild. Okay, well, I'll listen to the recording to find out what happened.
Okay. But Autumn, that was the basic gist of it. I think I may have left out a couple of details, but what do you get from that?
So right away, what I immediately get from it is that you are starting to understand how our mission, well, not our mission, how it is here on Earth. So you are starting to recognize that the life that we are living right now is kind of a movie, and that it's not real. And there are some, or I shouldn't say it's not real, but it's a script. It's a play that we're kind of working out.
It's an illusion.
Yeah, it's an illusion. And I see that what it says to me is that you're awakening. So you're becoming more and more aware of this, and it's giving you this ability to kind of step back from these very dramatic things and go, psh, that doesn't need to have so much energy put into it. That's ridiculous. That's silly. I think that Willani's interpretation that feels strong to me because
Me too.
yeah, because I think that when you're in that process of awakening, you do have these feelings of, why am I here on Earth? What do I need? Why is it so silly? Why is it so ridiculous? Why do we have to go through these certain things? Why would I agree to come here and have this play? It kind of seems a little bit silly, like a little bit useless. And so maybe this dream was happening, or your guides were giving you this dream to say, well, those interactions with people are the interesting parts. And I know earlier you were talking about how you were, I don't know if you were saying you were getting kind of bored, but you were looking for your life to be interesting and to be fun and exciting. And in reality, some of those, interactions with those people, or having those emotions, and allowing yourself to have those emotions with people is the fun part of this, is the excitement that's happening. But I think I really feel like this was a dream showing you how while you're awakening, you're having these questions to yourself that are like, why would I agree to come here? This is, if I know it's just not really real, what's the point? So I don't know. I think that's what I got very strongly as you were speaking about it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do know what you mean. I guess to address the part where you're saying you weren't sure what I meant by a certain part regarding the excitement, I guess what I meant was I wanted to feel the excitement all the time, instead of trying to control things and just get whatever you get when you control it,
Mm-hmm.
which is not as good. I've seen firsthand now for a long time the benefits you get when you don't try to control it and you just follow whatever the guidance is, and all these cool things keep happening. So now I'm to the point where I understand that works best, but I still don't always follow it right away. For example, when I was getting the guidance 2 or 3 weeks ago saying quit your job right now, I was like, hey, I'm not going to do that unless I get some more information than just that. What am I supposed? How do I pay a bill next week?
Yeah.
And so I could see that that the understanding that I thought I had, I still wasn't ready to just go with it all the way through. But anyway, I think that was more of a tangent than answering the thing. But the whole point was the excitement was really just me trying to be able to do the things that I know are going to make it most exciting, which is just follow the guidance, and a lot of the guidance is just learn as much as possible about all the stuff that seems exciting to learn about, and then do it. Don't just try it, go and do it, and it's been really fun and effective, and it seems like the way to go for now. But if that changes tomorrow, we'll go somewhere else.
Right.
Another direction. But I guess you're talking about, I guess when somebody's awakening, they kind of feel like, what's the point of me coming here and doing this is kind of silly.
I think those questions come up a lot when you're awakening, because you're starting to realize that you are manifesting everything, that you're a piece of God, that you're creating this reality that's happening in front of you,
Mhm.
and your mind wants to go, well, if I'm the one running this thing and doing all this, then, like, that I don't have to, like, really, I don't know, I don't have to put any emotion towards, these terrible things that are happening in St. Louis. I don't have to worry about it because, I can just stay in my own little world and manifest my own little world, and, or what, do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. It's almost like whatever happened to those people over there, that's what's happening to them, my perception within my universe, but they have their own separate universe and their own separate deal on how they interpret all their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that technically, and I can kind of feel like that doesn't have a whole lot directly to do with me. It really does. But sometimes I can feel like, hey, that's them in their situation that they chose. This is me in my situation that I chose.
Right.
And I need to focus on my situation, and until I can get a better bearing of mind before I worry about what's happening to them.
Right.
And you can only spend so much time worrying about the rest of the world before
I agree.
you die of worry.
I agree.
But there is some degree of community, lack of caringness that or I say community, like not the same thing, but some degree of lack of community, lack of caringness, lack of just having this callous feeling toward, or callous ideation toward whatever's going on out there. But everything that's going out there is actually going on inside here. We just, a lot of times we make this dissociation between those two things.
Right.
It's all the same thing. It's if in your reality we all have the same shared one, where stuff is going on to those people over there, that means we all have stuff to work on an individual level. If we didn't, we wouldn't be here in this chat.
Right.
We'd be in some other chat, some other reality.
Right.
Having a different conversation.
The crochet Google chat.
Right. Yes, the crochet Google chat. My grandma would have introduced me to that a long time ago. And she'd be using computers. But yeah, so definitely, and all you guys' interpretations really did help out a whole lot, and just really helped me to understand a lot more about myself, a lot more than I would have found out had I just thought about it on my own. Each of you had something really specific and really helpful, where on its own, it's like a whole day of meditation, or a week, or whatever you want to call it, a long time. And so, yeah, all those are really helpful. There's really neat type of something. Okay, so, yes, no worries, Gail.
Why no worries?
Oh, because you had said you had to step away.
Oh, okay.
There was something I wanted to share. I don't have the exact link that Khalil and I found, but I just feel like I just want to share it with you guys and get your opinion on it. So I'm kind of interested, I would say if I had to put on a scale, to a low degree, because I haven't done a lot of research on mudras. And I've noticed when I meditate, my hands may go a specific way, or if I'm sleeping and I'm really into like a deep sleep, maybe lucid dreaming or something, I'll wake up in the middle of my sleep and I'll notice my hands are like in some type of form or different way, and I'm just like, wow. So I kind of looked up mudras, and remember when we were doing classes, I even requested Brad to kind of talk a little bit more about it, and he gave a nice overview of it. And recently, Phil and I found this website, and I just found one, and I'm going to pop it up on my screen just so I can explain it better, and I'll send you guys the link too, just in case you want to open it up. And I thought that it was really cool that just like how your hands and your feet are connected to different parts of your body, so are your fingers. And I just wanted to go over real quick which one counts for, and because I know growing up in a background with superstition, you say, oh, my hand's scratching, that means I'm getting some money. And so maybe that just meant something totally different. Like maybe you need to look inside of your solar plexus if something's not right, or your heart is calling out for you to fix it somehow. So I just wanted to quickly go over this with you guys because I thought this one that I found today was kind of cool. So like your thumb stands for the fire element, your solar plexus chakra, Manipura, governing metabolism, inner fire, and self-esteem. And then your index finger, it stands for your air element, heart chakra, Anahata, governing the heart, evokes vitality and influences the mind. And then your middle finger, sorry I'm not throwing a bird, I promise, is the ether element, throat chakra, Vishuddha, governing the journey to self-realization. Your ring finger, earth element, root chakra, Muladhara, governing stamina and self-confidence. And then your little finger deals with the water element, sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. I don't know if I'm saying that right, governing sexuality, urges, and cravings. And it just really spoke to me because sometimes I'll get like itches, feeling or sensations. And also, for some reason, while moving for the past 2 weeks, I've had like scratches on certain fingers. And I'm like, I wonder what sacra or chakra that goes with. And I would look and I'd be like, maybe that does stand for something. But I just wanted to share that with you guys just to get you guys thinking about it. And now that I mentioned it, I'm thinking of looking at the feet next time. But that was it.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I thought
That's
so too.
really cool, Melanie. You know, that's so interesting to me because, you know, even in our class with Brad, you guys, a lot of the readings you guys were telling me that I needed to focus on my solar plexus. So this whole last few months, that's all I focused on, and you were saying self-confidence, and I've had on my thumb the grossest wart, like huge, and it just went away.
Oh.
And
Wow.
you know, after all this work of like, you know, solar plexus work and really building my self-confidence, and now it's gone. Isn't that crazy? That matches up with what you're saying with this. That's really cool.
It is.
Crazy cool.
What
Yeah.
perfect timing.
Yeah.
It is, and I like to see the maps of the feet and what organs that's connected to, and I also am very interested in the palmistry.
Okay.
So maybe, you know, we can start looking in all together, you know, and see what we learn about that kind of stuff. But I think, Willem, this is really down your alley.
Yeah, I didn't know, but I told Khalil, and I was like, I'm interested in this. This
So
is
I'm
pretty
going to
cool.
sit back. I'd like to see you learn it and you teach it. And I know that maybe instead of us, you know, exploring, you step up and take care of that and teach us that.
Okay, that'll work.
You seem like you're really interested, and you seem like you're going to be awesome at it.
Cool, thanks.
And I don't know a damn thing. I don't know shit from shine noting that. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know it, I'm not going to bluff it.
Do you happen to remember, wasn't it like the upper and lower palm for the other two chakras?
Right, I think the website that we both looked at that we're going to try and find, in the middle, it dealt with your other chakras, like your crown, what was missing? And third eye. I want to say your crown was the upper part, almost like a circle, and then your third eye was in the middle, but it could be the opposite way.
Okay.
So instead of, you know, if you think you're getting money, it's saying, hey, you need to open up your third eye or your crown chakra a bit more.
My palms have been itching a lot.
There you go.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Do them exercises.
Yeah.
And Ryan, have you noticed a lot of feeling or sensation on the upper palm or lower palm?
It usually feels like it's almost like it's right in the center, like I don't know, like literally right in the center of the palm.
Okay.
Okay, and when you're meditating, don't you always get all this third eye and crown feeling?
It's almost like it's more like my body goes into this flow, like I'm going, it's like my head goes up and down, and then it'll be like the upper half of my body will start to like bend and flow and then come back up. and it does that, and I'll do that repeatedly, or maybe my head will tilt back, and I might just stay in that position for a little bit. But usually when my head goes back, I'll feel a lot of sensation in my third eye.
Cool.
Oh, nice. You know, I think it was maybe Bashar explaining that when that kind of thing happens, it's your body fixing the energy flows and everything.
So realigning, like, or something.
Yeah, helping you to be able to, well, if you're trying to learn how to channel, helping you to be able to connect better. But in your case, just helping, I don't know, your energy flow in some way. So yeah, that's really interesting.
What do you think about this? Have you ever heard that if you hear somebody's stomach growling, that's energy. That's just energy moving through their belly, and it's good?
I haven't heard of that, but
That's what I heard today.
I think
I've definitely heard that while people meditate, or while people meditate, like you'll see them belching sometimes. I've heard the same thing, that it's because they're moving their energy so quickly.
Wow.
I've heard that before too.
Yeah.
Last time I knew all that, they were telling me I had acid reflux. See, I'm not believing doctors anymore.
Thank God. That was that.
You were just moving your energy.
Energy was just trying to come out of you.
Exactly.
And they were little farmer or big farmer was trying to stuff it right back down.
Right.
Oh, no, you don't. You know what I seen on that thing that I sent you was that the fluoride actually started in the concentration camps in Germany.
Wow.
what started back then?
Wow.
Yeah, that's when they started handing out the fluoride in the prisons and the concentration camps. And it became worldwide.
When was that again?
30s,
Um,
30s?
30s or 40s?
Yeah, 30s or 40s, I'm thinking.
It seems like it was 40s or 50s when they started spreading it around the United States.
It was 1955 that the first toothpaste had fluoride in it. It was Crest.
yeah, my mom's favorite brand.
4 to 5 dentists recommend it.
Yeah. Oh,
By
yeah.
the way, the dentist that Willie and I have laughs at the thought of people not having fluoride or metal in their mouth and all this stuff, you know. Like
He's
it's
like a
laughable
sponsor.
to this guy.
Yeah.
And it's like that. That's just how they learn. They learn that it's dumb and laughable in medical school.
Programming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and they totally believe it. It's
Yeah.
not like he knows better and he's just lying to us. He totally believes it. So yeah, it's like that with all the whole medical field.
Yeah.
So we have. Does anybody else have some? I know we were on the topic of dream interpretation, and I just got helped so much. I want somebody else to get this benefit. Does anybody else have something?
I'm gonna leave in 5 minutes, guys.
Okay.
So
Going out to play.
yeah, I am.
Have fun.
I've been sitting here since you went out to play a year ago. That's good. Have fun. I'm glad to see you, though. Do you think you'll be able to make Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, I have my kid until 6:30 my time, so
Right.
probably not.
Oh,
So-
okay, cool.
Can we move it from Wednesday to something else then?
Which day?
You know, that brings up a really good question. Maybe we can just spend the next 5 minutes talking about this. Willie and I were talking about it earlier today, and how does everybody feel about having a certain number of classes in a week? Like, what number seems like an optimal number to you?
To me, that goes back. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm. Do I have? Can you hear me? Yeah. I'm open. I mean, The thing of it is I really want to try to work it around autumn with that 3 hour difference. Really screws us up. And then it's going to be me and Ryan with you three on the California coast.
Right.
So we're going to have to figure out something, you know. I can be up late. Ryan really can't. I mean,
Yeah, I have to get up early for work.
yeah.
Okay, so Ryan, what's your weeknight bedtime?
I usually try to go between 10 and 11.
Okay, which means that's between 7 and 8 Pacific.
Yeah.
And you know, that's, I guess for Willie and I, our schedules are about to be very flexible, at least temporarily. So
See, that's why I'm good.
yeah. So I really think Autumn and Ryan, between you guys, whatever works for you guys is going to be more optimal. Audrey's schedule is going to be relatively flexible for that kind of thing too. So she's supposed to come today anyway. So having said that, I think the people who we expect to be coming in, I think really we just have to match you guys' schedules together. So Ryan and Autumn, what kind of time can match for both of you? It doesn't have to be every week, but just, you know, at least for some of the time.
So I just kind of got really busy, and so like basically the weekdays are not going to work for me at all.
Okay.
For me, Sunday morning is the most optimal. But I mean, and you guys should meet as often as you can during the week, but I will probably only attend like a Sunday morning.
Okay. I mean, Sunday morning works for Willie and I, especially on Pacific time, you know. But what about you, Ryan?
Well, I go to church on Sunday morning. So usually I'm back home around 12:30 my time.
Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Which is 9:30. Okay, so let's say we were to start at 10 Pacific, 1 Eastern on Sunday.
Yeah.
That works.
What time?
10 Pacific, 1 Eastern.
Okay.
Okay. So at least, so we can change the Saturday time to Sunday time then? Does that work for everybody? Ryan, is 1 o'clock reasonable to get home and everything?
Yeah.
And even though, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that can be our weekend time. And then for the weekdays, Ryan, what time frame works reasonably for you?
Now,
I'm going to have to go. Autumn, we'll get in contact with you
Okay.
and figure it out. Go have fun. I love you.
Love you guys.
I love you. Have fun.
Soon.
Okay.
Now, realistically, well, Monday nights I have a meeting already scheduled from like 6:30 to 8, but I also work from home on Tuesdays and Fridays, which means I can, in theory, stay up a little later on Monday and Thursday nights.
Okay.
So if we had to start, you know, like on a Monday or a Thursday night at like 9 or 10, then I can do that.
But you prefer not.
Right. I mean, I prefer not to, but I mean, Monday and Thursday nights at a later time is doable.
Okay. And other than that, Wednesday night, was that a decent time?
Yeah, the Wednesday night was fine.
Okay. So it sounds like we can just make it Wednesday and Sunday. I mean, is that, if we're going to do 2 days a week, Willany we were talking about this earlier today. Willany, why don't you talk about your thoughts?
Well, I was thinking to at least have it once a week. I'm not sure if having it 2 or 3 times a week is feasible since everyone has like conflicting schedules. But it really, I'm open to seeing what people's availability are and seeing how it could work.
Yeah, what I also was thinking that a spontaneous class too.
Okay.
Spontaneous meetup can sometimes happen.
That could work.
So we're planning on Sunday at 1 and Wednesday 7 to 9.
Yes.
What time on Wednesday night?
Still Wednesday at 7 for now. If it can likely work fine for us Wednesday at 7 evening.
So
California.
I'm going to cancel Saturdays and make it Sunday and make it for 1.
Right.
Okay.
All right. And then what will be our itinerary? What are we going to work on Sunday?
Whatever comes, you know.
We're going to do some readings, right?
Right.
You know, Gail, I just learned, I just relearned that needing to control everything is something that I'm trying to work on. You know, so.
What I would really like to ask about is how she feels about channeling, and does she know that's what we're doing at times here in this class? Because I would like to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, is that something that you thought about?
I haven't thought about it, but it's something I'm open to. Cause I'm still shocked that I can actually read somebody. So trying to channel is gonna be another adventure, I think, for me.
Okay.
Well, what I like about it is you probably will be able to reach your higher self or your true self in it. So it's not necessarily when people think of channeling, oh, I'm going to talk to some foreign extraterrestrial. It could just be your inner self or, yourself on a different plane talking to you and giving you advice and us advice. So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Perfect, Willie. Perfect. Wow. Shoot. The twins showed up tonight.
Willie is like this all the time, Gail. Sometimes not every class,
Yeah.
but outside of class, she's always like this, like throughout the day.
Yeah.
When she gets in the zone,
She's there.
She's
She's on. Yes, indeedy. All right, well, I'm going to get going, but it was a pleasure meeting with you guys. And should we stay long enough for her to get practice?
Yes, let's do a practice reading.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Gail, how much time do you have?
I'm just exhausted. I feel like I'm going to pass out, but I don't want to stop the class when she can have some read. We can read.
Okay.
Okay.
So who's doing the person?
Well, I guess just give Ryan a chance to do it on all of us, and
Okay.
she could do Gail first.
Yeah, I'll start with Gail.
Willie, as Ryan's doing one on each person.
So Gail, I got tingling sensations in the crown, and I got organized. That was a word that popped up. So I don't know if you need to get organized, if you've been feeling unorganized lately, if I don't know what that just came like organized. So does that make sense to you, or?
Yeah, I'm very organized, and it drives me crazy. I'm not OCD, but like if I get too many emails in my email, I have to have it gone. I have to clean it out. I don't keep text messages. I need it cleaned out.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes that cannot be so good.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I don't know if that came up as something you need to work on or not worry about, but that was just I asked, what does Gail need to know, or what do I need to tell Gail, and that popped up. So.
You're correct, because I think it would be both.
Okay.
And the last time you spoke of fear, and you felt it in my belly, and you were so correct, because the fact of the matter is I'm going to Hawaii, and I have a place to stay. I already have it with Autumn that just left. But then I'm going off to Maui, and Spirit is telling me not to make any plans. And although I have money, I'm not I'm an organized type of person, and I like my ducks in a row. And Spirit's saying no. So I'm letting go and trusting it. I had spoken to Khalil. There's really no way to work through that fear. The thing to do is to surrender it and to just trust. Have faith, and that I do. But the fear is also wrapped up with an excitement. So it feels kind of weird. I feel it in my belly as I'm talking to you.
Okay.
So, I mean, I since this has been going on, it's been there. And I said to Khalil, I don't think that this is going to go away until it's time,
Yeah.
So when I believe I'll be meeting another new soul group that's going to take me on the next part of my journey. And I feel like there's going to be some close ties there.
Okay.
Ryan, what kind of did you have a certain like emotional tie to how the feeling felt, or was it like did it feel like a good feeling or like a painful feeling or?
It was kind of like sometimes when I get the crown chakra feelings, it feels a little pleasurable. I know last time I had the crown chakra feeling, but then there was one spot where there was a little more pressure, but the pressure wasn't good or bad. It was just there. But usually the tingling I feel around my head, it usually feels, it's nice. I associate it as being a positive thing.
Yeah, I feel that as well.
Okay, and you felt that this time?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a feeling her gift is going to be a lot like mine.
Cool.
I really do. I bet my money on it. I can tell by what's going on. That's me right there. Like, don't you think you see it?
It looks very similar.
That's how I started. Like, well, I would read for people, but I wouldn't read anybody I didn't know. I didn't step out of my comfort zone. So when I joined the class the first day, he's like asking me to read somebody. I just went with it and went with it from then on. And I never questioned it. I just went with the flow. And that was December 7th last year. And
You guys started
I have my own
reading
business now. What's that?
You guys started readings on December 7th?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, and you were saying you have your own business now.
Yeah, I was telling her. No, I opened my own business in April.
Ooh.
So not long after, right?
Yeah.
And again, they like Willany and Khalil walked me through it. Like I would say to them, well, can you check this and look at this, and could you, and I would go to people and I just asked them their opinion, and then I just stopped worrying about everybody's opinion and stopped taking off everybody else's words and put my words on there.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and I share it. I share my Facebook page that's linked to my website. I have my personal page. I befriend them. I befriend everybody, and I share my page to get it out there. So that's my trick with how I'm getting too many. Oh, okay. So that is my trick, and sometimes I'm self-conscious about blowing up people's Facebook because you're posting it on groups. So I try to do 5 and then wait 15, 20 minutes and do another 5. Sometimes I'll do 10, but I tried to spread them out because I don't want to lose friends either in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm starving. I didn't eat dinner. But she's bringing me pizza, so I'm joining the Barkley Club. Cheers.
That's funny. So, Khalil, do you want me to read you next?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know. I'm getting, it's kind of like some feeling, kind of like, it's not the root. I guess it's more of this, like in the sacral belly area. It's not anxiety necessarily, but it's kind of just like, it's not the best feeling. It's not a bad feeling, but it's not a pleasurable feeling either. But it's I asked, what do you need to know? And what I got is he needs to let go. So and with that little feeling in the sacral area. So I don't know if that's because of the conversation and the dream. I was talking about the dream, but that's what I got. So I don't know if there's something else going on. I mean, I know, and you guys are talking about the move, but I don't know if there's something else going on where where you need to kind of learn how to let go a little.
Ooh.
Definitely, Ryan. That's right on the spot. There's a lot of stuff that I'm still holding on to that I know on at least on a basic level that I need to let go of. But I'm not. A really good example was not quitting my job until a few days ago, or not, at least not putting in the resignation letter until a few days ago. But I could have done that a month ago. I knew to do that a month ago, and I didn't. I couldn't let go. And it's not just like that for that. That's just a really huge and obvious example.
But that's stepping out of fear as well.
Yeah, yeah. And there's so much stuff that's like that. And now like momentum wise, I'm at a point where I'm working on letting go of thing after thing after thing after thing after thing. And so my mind is constantly on letting go of something else, letting go of something else, work on the next thing and let it go. And so I can tell you're clearly picking up on that momentum that I'm pushing toward, which is just to let go of all this gunk that I'm holding on to. I want the pipe to have the water flow at full speed instead of having all this gunk, pulling it down to just to hold that size. So I'm just letting go of the gunk, getting back to the maximum energy flow. So,
free flow.
Yes, the free flow. And so and you said in the sacral area, that's related to sexual stuff, related to relationships with other people, and just there are some things regarding relationships with other people that I'm working on right now, and specifically like some of my family members, I'd say particularly my dad, in particular, but just working on letting some of that stuff go, and really just acknowledging it and getting an understanding that there is even something to let go. And that's been really big on my mind. It's something that's obvious to me on that. I really think that there are tons of things that are less obvious to me right now, that's also talking about, but at least those are the big obvious parts. So definitely I have a lot of momentum with those things, more so than before. So so
I'm glad that made sense.
oh yeah, of course it does. It always does. And you sound just like everybody else did, when you first started. I don't know exactly what it is, and I don't know blank, I don't know blank, and you're like, I don't know correct answer, I don't know correct answer, I don't know correct answer, and we don't know necessarily how to interpret it, but we do know that the information that we're getting is accurate. It's just a matter of whether our interpretation is accurate. Let it go, for example. If we're more practice, you'll get more details than just let go. But even if that's all you get, the person who you're talking to should be able to understand it. Mm-hmm. And so and just like Gail understood hers, just like I understood mine, you might not have understood exactly what it meant, but the message isn't necessarily for you to fully understand. It's for us to fully understand. Right. And
maybe, but wait, what another thing is that messages come up and might not mean anything right now.
Right.
It might mean something tonight, tomorrow, a week from now.
It's true.
Right.
Okay. So, Miss Melanie,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I got some root chakra sensations going on,
Okay.
and then I got some crown sensations going on. And when I when I'm reading, I was saying before that it's like I see the flower from my logo open up, and
Mhm.
it kind of comes around you. But in your case, it went around. It's like it'll go around you, and then it'll kind of stop. But in your case, it's like it kind of went around and around like light.
Hmm.
And then I had the root chakra sensations going on at first that felt good, and then I had
Okay.
the crown chakra sensations going on, and then I don't know if I'm putting your business out there or if there's any business to put out there, but it was like I asked what you needed to know, and then the question I got back is she pregnant?
Hmm.
So I
Am I? That's a good question. Well, I thought about it today. You're actually accurate on all parts because Khalil and I've had a conversation after watching Teal Swan about root chakra, and she was talking she had an interview with an African American guy at a HBCU. Remember I was telling you about, and how African American people, humans here, have a type of struggle specifically on their root chakra, survival mode. And we were just talking to, my mom, my mother-in-law about it today, and that's something that I've had to struggle with for a while, which is trying to get out of survival mode and, making sure I have locked doors everywhere and feeling that I feel protected. I can't live in this neighborhood because that's sketchy, and can't go over here because I don't feel safe, and what are we going to eat tonight, and how am I need this job because I got to pay for all this stuff. And with this whole move and enlightenment and awakening, I'm like letting go a lot of those strong beliefs that I have. I mean, this house in particular, the reason why we bought it was because of me. I saw my parents, they live in the same house that I grew up in. I'm like, well, this is where we're going to live. So we're going to get this 4-bedroom house or whatever and have our kids grow up in it because we got all this space. And it's just me and Khalil, the bird, and a dog. And that's all we need. And if it's a 1-bedroom, it's okay. And if we move around, it's okay. And you shouldn't tie yourself to a house or material things and things like that. And I'm just, kind of marveling like, wow, that's you right now? And it's like, yeah, I am. That's me right now. And I'm not tying myself down. And Gail is helping me with that. And she's such a great example to that. And Khalil, too. And when you mentioned the root chakra, that just really spoke to me. And the crown, I do feel certain sensations. And I told Khalil when I was going to work, I want to say on Friday, I felt like that, like a lotus flower, like, because that's the flower that I can picture just opening up. And I literally opening up. And I was just like, wow. And it was a day maybe last month I felt it. And I said, Khalil, I just sat in the car for a little while and I just embraced it because I knew that it was something special and that it's something that I needed. And I just really reflected on it. And I was like, okay, I don't want to just sit here at work or wherever I was because I want to get home and, just really reflect on it. So it was really cool that you brought that up. What was the last thing? I got super excited.
the pregnancy part, but then Khalil asked me a question, and I also got, even before I started to read for you, I still got this feeling of excitement. Like even before I centered and focused, I got like excitement. But then when I did the reading, I got the like, is she pregnant question. So that was like the question that came. I asked the question, but I got a question back as the answer.
Okay. Well, for us, I know we are trying. I've learned over these recent experiences to just kind of let it happen naturally. If we find out later and I'm showing her something, oh, okay, then maybe we need to go to the doctor, because I got really, really excited, and I know my beliefs are different with doctors, and they kind of push you to become pregnant, and they kind of make you feel like, oh, well, take this expensive test and we'll find out, and they beef you up in order to get it, and I just wanted to flow naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if it happens, girl, you know we're going to have a party, online party, online baby shower.
We're all waiting on this baby now.
Yeah.
But I don't see that you're pregnant. I see that it's going to happen soon. And I have always seen that it was going to happen fairly quickly. But it's a matter of the free will right now is the move and the
Right.
unsettledness. You're going to be so wrapped up in so many stuff, and that egg's just going to swim up and say, hello.
Yeah.
You know?
You're like, oh, we've been waiting on you.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's right there. I really feel that. I really enjoyed tonight with you, Willie. I love
Get it up.
that, you being a teacher, I was always kind of shocked at how you sat back so quietly. And I know you have some stuff to show us.
Yeah, I do.
So it's good to see you step up, Chicklet. And it would be nice to see you do this more often.
Definitely.
Me and Khalil will shut up. We promise.
Okay.
High five, Khalil.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, good one. And we'll move out of your way, Willie. And if Ryan needs to step up, we'll move out of her way as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm so proud of you. Like, this stuff is just happening naturally, and I knew that once you were surrounded by us and more people like-minded, that it was just going to flow naturally. So I'm not surprised.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty soon you're not going to have to be waking up that early doing this grind. You'll have your own grind.
Hope so.
And it won't be called grind.
Yeah, that's
Working more with love and from the heart and less with the body and the mind.
Yeah.
And that's where you need to be. But I'm going to cancel Saturday, and I'm really proud of you guys. You've come so far. It's just amazing. And I see some really immense growth in you just in the last few days. This week has been incredible for you two in growth. I mean, you stepped it up. I mean, your communication has opened up. I have chills like no tomorrow. You've really, you're closer. You're definitely closer. Your marriage is,
Oh, that was me.
Me and you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Willie and Ryan. I was like, I wonder what they're closer to.
I be jealous. Dumb spouses are always jealous. You get your Willie special time.
No, I thought you were saying they were closer to their goals or something. And I was like, oh, I wonder what she's going to say regarding, like what thing they're closer to. But you actually meant Willie and I being closer to each other.
Yes.
Oh, yes, I agree.
You had some immense growth in the last week. It was a bit of a roller coaster ride to begin with, and then it was smooth sailing. It was like you come in like you were the last horse, and you came in with a slow gallop going, yes, indeed, I got it. Yes. You beat out the other horses. I'm still getting validation. Yes, that's exactly right. That was a good analogy, Spirit's telling me. This is not where's my phone? Oh my God, they're like an inch off my leg. Sometimes I get validation sometimes from angels, and I get goosebumps. They call them truth bumps. Some people call them chicken skins. I heard that before. But I questioned sometimes when I didn't get it and thought I was losing my gift, don't ever think, try not to go into fear if something doesn't happen the same way it did the last time, that something's wrong.
Okay.
You know, because that stops the flow.
Right.
Cool.
All right, are we calling it a night?
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, nice job, everybody.
Nice job.
Good discussion.
Love you. Namaste.
Ryan,
You guys have fun.
that was marvelous, Ryan. You found your calling, my dear.
Yeah.
All right, love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Fun.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Oh, I gotta get this. I gotta copy this. There you go.